Afternoon, guys. I'm Dave Canterbury with Self-Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School. And out here at the Pathfinder School in Southeast Ohio, we teach lots and lots of classes from basic, intermediate, and advanced survival to navigation intensive, ropes and rigging, folk skills, wilderness first aid certification, as well as CPR through the Red Cross, and navigation intensive. There are lots of classes that you can choose from on our website at selfrelianceoutfitters.com under the training tab, and we hope to see you in 2025 for a course here at the Pathfinder School in Southeast Ohio. Now to today's video. If you're following this series, we're talking about the top 5 survival firearms. So remember that one of the things we're talking about with these survival firearms is their compactability. Can we put them into a backpack and carry them off somewhere, or a small case? So that's important in the retrospect when we're talking about these different firearm choices that I've made of our top 5. The other thing I've really tried to keep in mind is budget. The one we talked about yesterday, the TPS Armed Scout, is the most expensive one that we're going to speak to. And the rest of them are fairly budget friendly in my honest opinion. Now, a couple things I want to cover from yesterday's video with the M6 Scout clone by TPS Arms. It is a choked firearm. It has rim chokes in the 410 barrel. It comes standard with a modified screw-in choke. You can buy full chokes for it from their website. And I had a lot of questions on yesterday's video about, can you shoot 45 long Colt from the 410 barrel? And the answer to that is no. Let me give you the reasoning behind that, and so that you understand why it's not capable of doing that. It wasn't designed to do that. If you look at guns like the Judge and things like that that shoot 45 long Colt and 410, they're not actually 410 barrels. They're oversized to about 42 caliber to be able to handle the compression or constriction of that 45 caliber lead round going out the end of the barrel to be able to shoot 45 long Colt. When you do that, you sacrifice pattern of the 410. So if you design a 410 barrel that's actually 41 caliber, it's not going to be capable of shooting 45 long Colt safely. That's the answer to that question for you about the TPS Arms in 357 410 that we spoke to yesterday. Now, I would also tell you that a lot of guys are saying, oh, this would be better, I'd rather have that. But you haven't watched my full series yet, so you don't know what firearms we're going to talk about. Today's firearm is the Ruger 1022, probably one of the most famous survival firearms or personal firearm guns that people have is the Ruger 1022. It's been around since 1964. There's probably more aftermarket stuff available to personalize that gun and more guns built off that same platform than any other gun out there other than the AR-15. So, with that being said, let's talk about the Ruger 1022. So this is a Ruger 1022 Takedown with a synthetic stock. Obviously, all you need to do with this to take it down is pull the bolt back to the rear, turn it, and pull it out, and you have 2 pieces that are fairly short that you can put into a backpack or into a case. The advantage to this thing is lead down range, obviously. To put it back together, it's as simple as sliding it in, twisting it and locking it, and you're ready to go. Now, the fact that you can get anything from a 10-round magazine, which is what this firearm was named after, 1022, 10-round rotary magazine, 22 caliber, the 1022. The fact that you can get magazines from 10 rounds to 20 rounds to 30 rounds to drum magazines for this gun make it very adaptable if you need to put a lot of lead down range for some reason. But as far as a hunting and survival firearm, you do have quick follow-up shots because it's semi-automatic. It's a very stable platform. It's been around for a long, long time. You can guesstimate or you can theorize about the fact that this is so close in construction to the M1 carbine, also the 44 carbine that was made by Ruger, and now the 1022, which again, one of the most popular firearms of all times for beating around the woods. You can get in lots of different configurations. Again, this is the Takedown model with synthetic stock. For this type firearm application, for something that you're going to throw in a boat, throw in a truck, throw in an RTV, ATV, whatever, and you're not worried about beating it up, the synthetic stock for me is the key to that. Wood furniture, you're going to beat it up, you're going to scratch it, you're going to tear it up, you're not going to like the way it looks, You're going to worry about it. If it gets wet, you're going to want to dry it, all those kind of things. You don't have to worry about too much with synthetic stock, okay? So I prefer that synthetic stock in this 1022 Takedown. One of the things I've always liked about the 1022 is the fact that you've got a sight that flips up or flips down. I like that because when I'm carrying that weapon, I don't run into the sight with my hand as much because it flips down. The other side of that coin is that you don't end up hitting that sight against a tree or something like that and tearing it up, because you can flip it down when it's not in use. I've always liked that about the Ruger 1022. The standard Ruger 1022 does have adjustable front and rear sights, which gives it an advantage over some other firearms that we've talked about. The M6 has an adjustable front sight, adjustable front post sight, but the rear sight is pretty much fixed in place, whether you have the V sight or the peep sight. This one obviously has a V sight, but again, fully adjustable. So there are lots and lots of advantages to this gun. Ease of use, price of ammunition, the weight is not bad at all with this firearm, especially in the synthetic stock. Replacement parts and upgrade parts and personalization parts, easy to find. Just about anywhere on the internet you can find them. Packability is supreme with this thing because you can break it down into 2 pieces. And again, very, very small, so you can slide it inside of a backpack or inside a backpack or inside a pack basket, whatever you want to do, or put it in a live well, the front compartment of your ATV, whatever, it'll fit all of those. So it has lots of advantages. The only disadvantage to this firearm, in my opinion, is it's only 22 caliber. Now, you can kill just about anything with a 22 caliber with a well-placed shot. I'll not argue that. However, 22 Magnum is a better round in my opinion, even though it's more expensive. And if you give me time in this series, we'll get to that point with the next firearm, and the 22 Magnum we'll talk about at the same time for a reason. All good things come in time, guys. So I've got the Ruger 1022. I also have, and I know somebody's going to mention this stock, I also have a custom built Takedown 1022 built on the 1022 platform that has the Magpul backpacker stock, so that all you have to do is take this firearm down. Basically, you just shove the post in here, lock it in, and this is your configuration for carry. No loose parts that way. Very, very simple. The other good thing about this Magpul stock is you can store 3 rotary magazines in the buttstock. So you can put 30 rounds back there, and you can put another clip in here for storage if you want to. There's not space in here to put a 20 or 30 round clip, but you can put another 10 round rotary magazine in there and have 40 rounds that you're carrying for this gun, basically in the gun itself and ready to go at your whim. So this backpacker type Magpul stock will fit a normal Ruger 1022, although this one is a custom built from Takedown, like I said, and it's an ultralight model. Okay, this thing weighs next to nothing. It's a very, very lightweight 1022. It's got rails on it right here to put scopes and things like that if you want to. And this model has front and rear fiber optic sights on it, so it's lit up very, very well. Again, if you've got problems with vision, low light, things like that, this is your baby. This is a more expensive version of a 1022, much more expensive than a normal 1022. The difference with this one is in the magazine release, it's here. It's a thumb press to release the magazine. But other than that, everything about it is pretty much like a normal 1022. So you lock the magazine in, push the lever, and the magazine releases. Pretty simple setup. Again, built on the 1022 platform. Okay, I think these are all custom machine parts. This is a great option if you're looking for something that's ultra light. Again, it does have the capability of putting a scope or a red dot on it if you wanted to, but you can do the same thing with the normal 1022, and you can bolt a rail to that if you want to. Again, so many aftermarket parts for the 1022. It's kind of a no-brainer to have in your arsenal. It's definitely one of my top 5 for several reasons. Cost, weight if you buy a synthetic stock or an ultralight version, adaptability as far as how you can set the thing up to personalize it to your own needs, the fact that you can shoot magazines that are larger in capacity than 8 or 10 rounds. All of those things make this a very, very good choice and are why it's in the top 5. So the bottom line on this Ruger 1022 is if you're looking for an affordable firearm that's lightweight, that has more capacity as far as rounds that you can carry and load into the firearm at one time. If you're looking for something that has lots and lots of aftermarket pieces and parts so that you can personalize it to yourself, and it's fairly inexpensive to shoot if you're just out plinking around, I would say the Ruger 1022 is definitely for you. All right, guys, listen, I appreciate you joining me today for this quick third episode of our top 5 survival firearms. Again, the Ruger 1022, pretty much a no-brainer. Again, they're in no particular order. That's why I haven't gotten to it yet. On the next episode, we're going to talk about one of the firearms that a lot of people have mentioned. It's always been my favorite, which is the 12 gauge, and a companion for it will be number 5. So we're going to talk about those 2 firearms in the next episode of top 5 survival firearms, and it's probably going to be Monday or Monday time frame before I get to that, because I do have a basic class this weekend. So I'll spend all day prepping tomorrow, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday I'll be in class. Sunday after we release the students, I may be able to shoot the video, or Monday morning for Monday afternoon release. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your support. I thank you for everything you do for our school, for family, and for business. All of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.